Let's talk about online gigs because most of these make money apps are wasting your time. They promise big earnings, but after weeks of work, you realize the rewards are nowhere near what you expected. And that's why I've stopped chasing random apps and started testing real online gigs that pays in cedis and US dollars. Some surprised me, and one of them has paid me over $432 so far. And today, I'm showing you exactly how they work. But just a quick note before we begin, I can't guarantee you earn the exact amount I made because your results will largely depend on factors such as your location, the gigs available to you, and the effort you put in. With that said, I'm sharing my personal experiences and platforms that has worked well for people I trust and myself. So let's start with the first platform called respondent.io, which is a research platform that connects companies to people who are fit for specific profiles. In simple terms, it means businesses need opinions and they are willing to pay for them. Now, when you log onto the platform, you will see a lot of online gigs with their specific payments attached to them. And you are to apply for the one you can easily complete its taxes. And if you qualify, you will start working. Note that you will only be credited when your project gets approved. Now, I have personally seen results from this platform and received positive feedback from some of the people I introduced it to. And though it wasn't thousands, it made a lot more sense because these companies are not paying you to click ads. As far as I know, these companies are constantly conducting research and they want feedback from students, employees, small business owners, remote workers, parents, tech users, online shoppers, and many more. The second online platform for getting gigs is UTest, and so far, I've made over $432 from it. Now, before you get excited and think this happened in one weekend, let me explain how the platform works. UTest is similar to other testing platforms, but unlike other websites where gigs are handed to you immediately, it requires some level of effort, especially for people in Africa. As someone from West Africa, I can't choose random gigs on this platform because, as you see, some of these projects have specific location qualifications. For example, this particular ongoing project requires persons from Italy. This one also requires a user from Israel. And this one requires a user from the USA. So for someone from Ghana or Africa, the best approach to get gigs from this platform is to apply for projects available to worldwide users. Or better still, come to this section and type your country's name. And if there are available jobs, they will be shown so that you can apply. You can also search for gigs based on the type of devices and operating systems you have available. However, from my experience, the highest paying opportunities aren't always the most obvious. So, as a beginner, don't focus only on the payment amount you see attached to these gigs because most experienced testers focus on qualification chances. Sometimes, a smaller project you qualify for today can be worth more than a large project you never get accepted into. Also, if you are already a tester on this platform and you are not seeing gigs on your dashboard, it is important to enable MFA, which is a 2FA authentication on your account. In fact, it is a standard security requirement by the platform to protect your account data and keep your security profile updated, which is important to stay eligible for official test cycle invitations. And that brings us to the last platform that has paid me in cedis multiple times, and that is in fact Premise. Now, you can check their official website or download their app from the Google Play Store and sign in. So, when I log into my account, click Wallet, then Activities, you will see multiple completed taxes with the necessary rewards credited to my wallet. And that should tell you how effective the platform is when used consistently. Now, if today is your first time hearing about this, it's an online gig platform that rewards people for collecting information from the real world. But unlike those testing platforms where you have to apply and be approved before getting rewards, Premise often involves taxes connected to your surroundings. So, depending on your location, you may find opportunities such as taking pictures of the entrance of a specific store in your community based on instructions and permission. Aside from that, you have other opportunities like answering surveys, verifying information, visiting locations, completing local data collection taxes, etc. etc. However, the biggest problem most people face when chasing these online gigs are not a lack of opportunities, but the expectations behind it, because a lot of people join these platforms expecting instant rewards. So when one side rejects their first application and the second platform doesn't send invitation immediately or looks quiet for a week, they quit. I think about it this way: if someone started a project today and expected millions next week, wouldn't that look unrealistic?
Maybe. Just maybe.
Well, the same thing applies here. This platform rewards consistency and not some sort of excitement. The people who eventually get results are the ones who keep showing up when nothing exciting is happening. However, as I said earlier, none of these platforms guarantees income, but they do offer legitimate opportunities for people who are willing to put in the effort. I've personally earned over $432 from UTest. I've received multiple withdrawals from Premise, and Respondent.io came into my radar as an opportunity because those opportunities are real. Now, despite the fact that these gigs are real, patience is also required. However, I'm testing more of these online gigs platform and I'll share my findings with you guys. So do well to subscribe, like and share this video to friends who may be interested. And you can watch the next video where I review more phone-based income online opportunities most people completely ignore. My name is Regina Diamond and I'll see you at the next one.